Okay, we're here in sunny, very sunny Las Vegas, and we're at an Entegra rally called the Oktoberfest. Now, with all these rallies, as soon as people turn up, the first thing they do is wash their coach. So I've been lending out the old faithful here, the CR Spotless, which, if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know I'm a great fan of this product. It is absolutely brilliant. But a few people have asked, how many washes do you get, and how do you change the resin, etc., etc. So today I'm going to change the resin because this meter, which basically monitors the quality of the water coming out, when this starts to read about 20, that's 20 parts per million, that's the time you really should think about changing, because it means that your water isn't 100% deionized. So I'm going to show you how straightforward it is to change the resin. You buy the resin in bags, and you get this directly from CR Spotless. I'm wearing gloves, not for any. This is not corrosive or anything else, so you can handle this with your hands, providing you wash your hands afterwards. But today I am just going to use the gloves. First of all, we're going to undo the chambers, and it's probably best to lay the machine down to do this. You get this with the CR Spotless. And then inside there is a cartridge. I'll just empty out the water. So that's the container. Make sure you don't lose the seal on top. And then you have a cartridge which contains the resin. I'm going to empty the resin into a normal residential trash bag and then just put it in the bin. So let's do that first. So you just unscrew the top of the resin, tip out any excess water. And the resin is just really a bit like a wet sand. Now I'm just going to rinse this out. Okay, so I've rinsed out the plastic container. All I need now to do is to refill it with resin. Give it a good tap down. I mean, you may well have a little bit left over from the bag, but it should be one bag per cartridge approximately. Well, that's pretty perfect. Look, screw the top back on. Make sure the rubber seal is clean. That's ready to go back in the machine. Just a little word of warning. The resin on the ground, because it's got lots of little glass beads, becomes very, very slippery. So if you've got any beads, any of the resin left on the ground, just rinse them away, because it can be, when that dries, it can be very, very, very slippy. So I'm just going to take the other container off now. Exactly the same way. Now, it's best to do one first so you can remember which way the cartridge goes in. So I'll now put this cartridge back in with the rubber seal at the top. And don't forget to use this. This basically fits over the top of the cartridge and it holds it exactly central. So this can now be screwed back on. And that's it, we're ready to go. So today we're going to change some filters. There's a filter in the fridge and there's a filter outside. Now the filter outside, which we'll show you after this, is basically the filter for the fresh water tap on the sink. And there is also a filter inside the fridge. Now you will see an indicator light come up on here. It'll be red and it will say filter. Now I've reset that because apparently that is just a timed alarm. It doesn't detect the quality of water. It's purely a timed alarm. Now in the previous Samsung fridges on the 2015 model, the filter was up in the right hand corner of the fridge, which was very accessible. On the new Samsung fridges, it's a bit of a mystery where the filter is. But just to save you all a lot of research, the filter is actually here. It's a very, very easy filter to change. You can buy these in Home Depot, you can buy these in Lowe's, and obviously you can buy them online. Now, there are two different types. The one that we had is mineral water, which I couldn't get a replacement for, and the one that we're changing it for is fresh water. Now again, with any filter, because they normally are charcoal based, very important to run quite a bit of water through them, which will come out black when you first install the filter. So to change the filter, you simply put it in, turn it to the lock position, and that's it, done. But you must run some water through the filter, and quite a lot of water. That's just the air in the filter. Now this water will probably come out quite grubby, quite black initially. We're probably going to have to put the best part of half a gallon through this, maybe more, just to make sure that all the particles in the charcoal don't come out through the water. I mean, it's still coming out very, very cloudy. You probably can't pick this up on the video camera. I'm not sure if you can see how cloudy that is, but I don't think it'd kill you if you drank it, but I don't think it'll taste very nice. Now you could of course do this with a funnel and a piece of plastic tube into a bucket, but you know, it doesn't take long. That's it. We'll just run some water through that until it's completely clear, and we probably won't change that now for another 6 months. The filters are about $30 round figures, but it's best to have some very clean drinking water. So you've got a filter when you fill your tank, you've got a filter for your fridge, and you've got a filter for your fresh water tank. So you should get some good quality water, providing you change the filters on a regular basis. So now we're going to do the filter that is for the drinking water faucet on the sink. When you change this filter from the factory, there's a bypass tube, because the filter, you've got to undo it here and undo it here and take this tube out. Now there is a little blue tap which you'll probably break when you first try and do this, but you can get them in Home Depot and they're about $2. You need to turn this tap off. Off is across the line. Once this is off, you can, by pushing in this sleeve, you can actually remove the pipe. But just to prove, let's move my carpet. If I turn this on now, so now this is the supply to the faucet on the sink. So with that off, you can just hold one end and simply turn it. Don't throw this away, because if you're going to winterize your RV, or you need to change the filter and you haven't got one, put that back in. It's a bypass. Now, the sort of filter you need is available on our website. It's available on Amazon, but we'll put a link on our website to get this. Now, there's just something you need to remember. There is a definite direction of flow, and you won't be able to see this on the camera, but written here in the same color as the plastic is the word flow and an arrow. So we know the water comes in this way, so the filter will have to go like this. Now, something you need to know: with all filters, you have to rinse them before you use them. So I'm only going to connect one end of this filter. I'm going to connect it back to the water supply, and then I'm going to run some water through it. These connectors, you literally just push in, and when you pull, they lock. So I'm now going to run some water through this, and this will probably come out black. See? That's basically the charcoal in the filter where it's been in the box or in storage. So you need to, I would leave that running for a couple of minutes. By doing it at this end, it saves that charcoal going through the whole line. And as I said on the previous video, it wouldn't kill you if you drank it, but I'm not sure it would do you any good. So I would let it run for a minute or so. So when you're fairly happy that the water running through the filter is clean, it's time to put it back on. So turn the water supply off. I find it easier, once you've run the filter through, I find it easier to connect the top in first. And that's it. No tools needed whatsoever. You may well want to get a piece of dry paper towel just to make sure you haven't got a leak anywhere. And that's it. So now when we run it inside, there'll be a bit of air come out. Let it run for a couple of minutes inside, and that's it. Filter done. We'll store this ready for the next time. Thank you.